It's not uncommon for young people to have lofty expectations placed upon them. I grew up in a household where the bare minimum was all A's and B's on my report card, a few extracurricular activities or sports, and when I was old enough, a job. And some people grow up with even more placed on them. It doesn't help that society has ingrained the idea of success to equate to a college degree. Persona 5 chooses to explore this social dynamic with Makoto Niijima, a character who is both adored and despised by the game's community. Makoto Niijima is the student council president of Shujin Academy, and with this position comes an increased set of responsibilities, watching over the school's student body and interacting with faculty. She's also the younger sibling of Sai Niijima, the public prosecutor from the Special Investigations Unit who's interrogating you at the beginning of the game. Makoto lives with her sister due to their father, a former police chief, passing away in the line of duty. Early on in the game's story, Principal Kobayakawa tasks Makoto with finding the identities of the Phantom Thieves who took down Kamoshida. Kobayakawa holds a letter of recommendation over the student council president's head, as well as the success of her older sister. Makoto tracks the identities of the Phantom Thieves down to Yu, Ryuji, and An, due to Ryuji slipping up.
Go ahead.
Hey, where you at? Taking a leak? Let's meet up at the usual spot to hold our Phantom Thieves meeting.
That idiot!
She asks for your help in taking down an underground mafia that has been extorting students of Shujin Academy. This moment is a lot deeper than most people realize. While yes, she's taking advantage of you, she also shows her devotion and care towards the student body, hoping to rid the school of a problem that's practically been ignored by the school admin. Up until this point in the game, we've seen the occasional cutscene where Makoto gets referred to as being useless, something that both her older sister and Ryuji say to her in her attempts to aid them.
Isn't it about time you grew up and acknowledged our situation? Right now, you're useless to me. All you do is eat away at my life.
So she goes off on her own to find the mastermind behind the mafia operation, and ends up getting herself in deep shit. When the Phantom Thieves finally catch up to her, the mafia boss, Junya Kaneshiro, snaps a picture of the group in his nightclub surrounded by drugs and alcohol, threatening to send the picture to their school unless they can bring him 3 million yen in 2 weeks. With Kaneshiro putting more pressure on Makoto due to her familial ties to the head prosecutor of the Special Investigations Unit. Now, while this whole string of events seems like a major setback at first glance, this is actually what allows the Phantom Thieves to enter Kaneshiro's palace. Since his palace takes the form of a bank, it'll only allow customers in, and since Makoto is now viewed as one of the bank's patrons, that grants access for the Phantom Thieves to infiltrate Kaneshiro's palace and change his heart. And get rid of the debt. That's probably a little bit more important. While visiting Kaneshiro's palace for the first time, Makoto stands up to the man, claiming that she is done being useless, and awakens to her persona, Johanna, which takes the form of a motorcycle, something new and unique to the series. From here on out, Makoto gains a dominant role within the Phantom Thieves, her intelligence being used as the group strategist, and her seniority over the rest of the Phantom Thieves, as well as her proficiency in martial arts, leading characters such as Ryuji to be subservient to her. Not in a mean way, just in a, I don't want you to kick my ass kind of way.
Oh, time to get a little crazy!
Stay focused.
Go for it! Thanks, ma'am.
Now, despite her foreboding appearance, it's always funny when she gets scared of ghosts and the supernatural, something that even gets some attention in Persona 5 Strikers.
You sure don't sound fine. Screw you too, Can! Huh?
I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. Where are you, sis? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Obviously, the Phantom Thieves are able to change Kaneshiro's heart thanks to the help of Makoto, And of course, she becomes a permanent member of the Phantom Thieves with the codename Queen. Makoto's metaverse appearance and persona, like every other Phantom Thief, are telling of her character. Makoto identifies with the High Priestess Arcana, a card that signifies enlightenment, wisdom, and knowledge. Before interacting with the Phantom Thieves, she only really had wisdom and knowledge. But after gaining her voice and beginning to do things for her rather than at the behest of others, she's enlightened, for lack of a better term. Her persona, Johanna, draws inspiration from the stories of Pope Joan, a woman who, at the dismay of the Catholic Church, reigned as Pope. While Makoto isn't ruling over the church anytime soon, the story of Pope Joan mirrors Makoto and how she both holds a position of power as the student body president, while also learning to take control of her own life, something that those in authority aren't appreciative of. And of course, to match her motorcycle persona, she's gotta have a leather biker outfit with spikes all over. Now that Makoto's a part of the Phantom Thieves, her insight is extremely valuable to the group, with her detective skills helping the group find out the identity of Alibaba, the beauty thief, and even expecting Akechi's eventual betrayal. She's often the voice of reason and restraint for when the Phantom Thieves begin to get a little too focused on fame. While most of the other Phantom Thieves only have one palace associated with them, Makoto has two. Since her sister is the sole prosecutor assigned to the Phantom Thieves case, she begins to bend the rules in her pursuit of the group, caring solely about the results rather than the morality behind the cases settled. This makes Sai's palace one of the best, with it taking on the form of a casino, since everything is categorized as either a win or a loss, and Sai is essentially addicted to winning, disregarding the morality of how a win is achieved. It's no surprise that this casino is rigged in the house's favor, and has some of the best music in the game. Makoto struggles to go through this twisted representation of her sister's mind, and in the end, you get caught due to Akechi betraying the group. But since the Phantom Thieves expected this thanks to Makoto's detective work, they're able to work around it to the point where the Phantom Thieves end up okay. While we don't get to see what Sai's treasure is, it's speculated that it's their father's old police journal, something that would obviously hold a lot of sentimental value and represent the pursuit of justice, with Sai potentially getting corrupted due to how their father was killed by following the rules. While Makoto has a sizable role within the main story of Persona 5, her confidant gets overlooked by a lot of fans, claiming that it's boring and that it doesn't do much for her character. And I think that's incorrect. Makoto's confidant shows her taking control of her own life and fully breaking away from the paths that others seem to have set for her. Makoto comes to you, hoping to discover what the student body likes to do for fun. She wants to seem like less of a faceless person in power. While out and about, she spots another student, Aiko Takao, working a pretty shady job for her equally shady boyfriend. Concerned for Aiko's safety, Makoto calls her to the student council office, in which the two bond and become friends over their shared interest in a Japanese mascot. Throughout Makoto's confidant, we see her open up about her inaction during Kamoshida's abuse, her struggles following her father's death, and how her sister views her as a burden, despite her attempts to alleviate some of the stress from Sai's life. She comes to the realization that due to all these stressful events coinciding, she cared more about others' expectations for her, rather than the lives and feelings of those around her. Makoto is able to help Aiko break free from her boyfriend's abuse. Although the girls get in a fight regarding it, the two make up. After this event, you're given the option to romance Makoto. And why wouldn't you? She's clearly the best choice. You help her begin to study and work for herself, rather than for the expectation of others. And she sets the goal to become a police commissioner, to both honor her father's legacy and help provide justice to those who are victimized, showing her resolve to help people outside of being a Phantom Thief. God, her character is just so good. I don't understand how people hate her and claim that she's the worst character in the game. While Persona 5 Royal's third semester often ends up having the Phantom Thieves ignore the growth they've experienced throughout the story in favor of living out their deepest desires in an altered reality, Makoto's situation doesn't end up making her wish and her growth mutually exclusive. In the third semester, we see Makoto having a happy, healthy relationship with her father and her sister. Her father being alive not only makes her happy, but it also takes a lot of the stress and corruption off of her sister's shoulders. So in even a self-serving wish, Makoto is helping others. I don't see anyone else doing that, further proving that she is the best character in the game. In the end, she denies this false reality, sticking to her resolve to help those in trouble as both a Phantom Thief and a future police commissioner. The worst part of this game is when, after going on a lovely Valentine's date with her, you have to say goodbye since she's graduating and going off to university, and you're going back to your hometown. We do get to see more of her in Persona 5 Strikers, where she kind of holds the role of the group's caretaker since she's the only one who can confidently drive the RV. And in Persona 5 Tactica, where she's just her great overall self. I'm just such a big fan of her character. She started off under the control of those around her due to the brutal social expectations placed on her, and we get to see a lot more of her struggles in comparison to the rest of the Phantom Thieves due to her association with Sai, making you root for her growth and happiness more than most of the other characters. And helping her gain a social life is arguably just as entertaining as getting ripped with Ryuji. I think she's one of Persona 5's shining jewels, and while many people disagree with that statement, I hope my video was able to shed some light on why half of the community loves her character. Let me know what you think of Makoto down in the comments below. And while you're here, why don't you subscribe or check out the rest of my videos about Persona 5's incredible cast. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video where we look at a universally loved character, Futaba Sakura.